We all have them. Don't sit there and pretend like you don't. Yes, sis, I am talking about those build a man lists. You know, those lists that we create, whether on paper or in our mind. Today, I am talking about build a man lists and why do we make them, or why do we feel that it's necessary to make them, and why I feel that I'm going to let mine go. Sis, let's talk. Hey boss beauties, welcome back to my channel. And if you are new landing on this channel, thank you, welcome. My name is Laketta, and on this channel we talk about creating goals, crushing them, and looking damn good while doing it, while I sprinkle every topic with a little mental health and personal development. So with that being said and done, let's talk about these build a man lists, why we feel necessary to make them in the first place, and why I feel that I, Laketta, will be letting hers go. So I heard you was denying even having a list. Like, sis, come on. Okay, so I heard, yes ma'am, I heard that you were denying having a build a man list. I get it. You know, I ain't want nobody really to know I had a build a man list, but there's a reason I even created the list, okay? So my list, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be transparent. My list started with my 5 non-negotiables. Okay, but as I started writing my little 5 non-negotiables, my top 5 non-negotiables, meaning I'm not negotiating on these top 5, but as I started writing them, then I just kept going. And girl, before I knew it, I was up to 50. Sis, don't judge me. Don't judge me. Think about your list. Stay on topic. Keep your focus. Don't judge Kiki, okay? Don't do it. So why did we create these lists anyway, right? Why do we create lists such as build a man list and anything like relationship wise? Why do we create things such as daunting task and lists, right? So I can only speak for myself, but I know this is universal across the board of all women. But the reason why we create lists is because we're tired of bullshit. That's just bottom line, point blank, period. We don't wake up and we do not have these magical lists. Of course, we have things that where we desire and things that we want out of a relationship. Of course, everyone has that. But what makes us get hella specific is when we have dated some men that just wasn't the right fit. I'm not gonna say they were trash or anything like that. I'm just gonna say they were not the right fit for your girl. And I know other women feel the same sentiment that I feel in that aspect. This is the reason we create these lists to begin with. You know, we're tired of dealing with, hell no, what the fuck is this shit? Like, what is this? Who called you over here? Why are you here? Like, we're tired of dealing with that. I'm just joking around, but you know your girl like to be a prankster and a joker, okay? Don't be so serious, okay? But that's the reason that we even create these lists, is because we're tired of, really just flat out tired of bullshit, just dead ass serious. We're tired of it. So I know for myself, I created my list because, number one, I just felt as though I kept dating the same guy with a different face. You know, every time I would start a new relationship, everything seemed honky-dory. But then I just feel like with these guys, once they got, you know, used to me, or they thought they had me locked down, they just started, their true character just started coming out, right? One thing about me is don't ever think you got me locked down, because I like to move around, okay? I like to move around when it ain't, if it's not for me, I'm gone. I'm not going to allow anyone to drain my mental capabilities, my spiritual connections. I'm not going to allow anyone to drain me of just my energy, because when you drain me of my energy, you know, I'm not able to be who I was called to be. I'm not in that positive headspace. Cloudy. I can't think properly. I cannot operate at my 100%, you know, optimization of that I do every day. So therefore, it's hella important that when I see these signs, that I start taking action. You know, I will sit down with that person and say, hey, this is what I'm feeling, because it's always good to check in with each other. That way you guys are like communicating about what's working, what's not working, how you can, you know, come together, what changes each of you need to make, or how do you grow together. So when someone's not willing to do the work, you done, I'm done, okay. And this hint is why women create build a man list. You know, it's not to say that everything that's on our list is top tier like that. If you don't meet that, that's, you know, that's a deal breaker. That's not what we are saying. What we are saying is these lists, the reason we created these lists is just to give us a guide of what we desire, right? For me, I created my list because it gave me something to think about. It gave me, okay, it was me asking me questions, right? It was, Laketta, what is it that you desire in a relationship from a man? The qualities that you want to see in the man, the next man that you're with, and things of that nature. So it allowed me to be honest with me and say, hey, this is what I really want. This is it right here for me. So I just felt like I'm gonna help God out a little bit, okay? Hey God, I know you busy. I know you busy. So I know maybe you're getting my list and my desires mixed up with, you know, Tara, Ebony, and you know, Brenda them over there. So I just want you to know this is my list right here. Here you go. Here you go. I just felt like that. But all jokes aside, God don't really need our help. He knows what we need and not what we want. He's always going to give you what you need and not what you want. I do say that God does give you things that are pleasing to your eye. He knows what you like. He knows what's going to get your attention. Even if the guy that your future guy that you're going to be attracted to, maybe he does not look aesthetically like the guys that you dated in the past, but it's going to be something about him that God places inside of you that attracts you to him. You understand? So we just, you know, we just have to be patient. So I mean, these are the reasons that women really create these lists. Number one, we're tired of bullshit. Number two, we need to know what it is that we want out of life, out of a man. Where do we want to see ourselves growing? On my list, I had a top 5 of non-negotiables. Now I'm gonna say this: those top 5 non-negotiables, they are like my top tier. You cannot meet 2 out of the 5, 3 out of the 5, 1 out of the 5, 4 out of the 5. I need all 5 because all 5 is at my core. It's things that how I know that I would be equally yoked with that person. Now, all them other ones I had on there, all the other 45 items I had on my list, girl, I want to tell myself have a seat, but those are things that I desire. So I put them on my list. I think it needs to be said that relationships are hard work. There's sacrifice on both sides. You know, you cannot think you're going to get into a relationship and everything is going to be just your way. You have to be able to sacrifice, to negotiate with each other to see, okay, maybe we can do things this way this time, and maybe in the future let's find a common denominator that is going to help us both, you know, come together, and it's going to be helpful for the both of us. You have got to understand that relationships is all about personal growth. Relationships is going to not always be peaches and cream all the time. Understand that going into it. Don't look at social media and people highlights their pictures and think this is what my relationship would be all the time. These people take a picture of a highlight that they're going through, but trust and believe me, they have their ups and their down moments. You know, they have to do the work. They have to put in the work. But anything that's worth having, you have to understand it's not going to be easy, and it's going to, you know, require you to put in some work, to do some studying. That means you guys need to study each other. That means you need to understand what he likes. He needs to understand what you like, or vice versa. You know, those are going to be things that you have to out the gate understand. Please do not enter any relationship thinking, oh, it's always going to be this way, because it's not, honey. It is not always going to be peaches and cream. So I just wanted to pause real quick and say that, because I don't want anyone to misconstrue what I am saying on this video. Now, with that being said, again, relationships are hard. So if you're not evenly yoked, then you have to understand that may present a lot of disagreements. It's going to present a lot of disagreements. And don't even get me started if you jump the gun, moving fast, and end up having sex with, you know, someone that you may not even really like. You know, you may just getting to know them, but you done already hopped in bed with them. So therefore, now you have to battle things that's not even yours, because it was imparted on you through the act of something that's spiritual, which is sex. A lot of times we deal with emotions, with things that's, you know, happening in our lives, and we think, dang, woe me. But it's not that. It's just the fact that you have something attached to you spiritually that you're not aware of, because their soul ties are real. Soul ties are real. I'll do a video about that later, but you know, on this channel, I talk about it all, because when it comes down to relationship, when it comes down to business, when it comes down to anything that's going on in a woman's life, these are typically a lot of our goals. This is a lot of what's going on in our lives on a day-to-day basis for this entire lifespan journey. This is what is going on, and it's a lot of times that we're fighting these emotions they don't belong to us, and we don't understand why we're going through these emotions that we never ever felt before, because baby, it's not yours. It's not yours. So I always, you know, say, take your time. Take your time when you meet someone new. You are always going to go through a phase of just being, I just like him. That lust feeling, right? You're going to go through that phase, and you have to be prepared for it. You really need to be prepared that, okay, I'm going to hit this phase where it's going to be about lust, and I need to prepare myself to not act on my fleshy desires, because I need to understand and see clearly the red flags that may present themselves later on, because it's going to be something that presents itself later on if you jump the gun and you don't really pay attention. So I am very slow to moving, okay? Hello. I'm just saying. I just want to put that out there just in case somebody wanted to know, okay? I'm just saying. So ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching, be careful, because this applies to you too. Stop saying, oh, she bad, she this, she that, and jump in bed with her. You don't even understand everything that comes with that girl or that woman or that man. You don't even understand what has come along with them. You know, you're just getting the representative right now. So, and now you done jumped in to something. You have no idea what's about to happen in your life now, because you got something attached to you that you just not even prepared for. So all I'm saying is be careful. But for me, when I created my Build a Man list, it was essential for me. It was essential for me because I kept myself missing the red flags from relationship to relationship. And I feel also that the reason I was missing the red flags is because I didn't take the time to heal from relationship to relationship. I was always, you know, I'll break up with this one. I might be single for like 2-3 months, but I'm already seeing somebody else or talking with somebody else. So I never had the time to truly heal. Now that was different than with my, you know, my most recent, which was my divorce 5 years ago. I made sure that I stayed single for a very, very long time before, you know, jumping back out here in this dating world, because I wanted to make sure that I didn't have any of, you know, those past feelings and emotions and hurts and things of that nature. I wanted to make sure I was clear of that, because I don't want to bleed emotionally ever on anyone else, period. The things that you care about should matter to your partner, as well as the things that he or she cares about should matter to you. Now, what I've decided is to do away with my Build a Man list. If you've been on this channel before, I am a firm believer in Jesus Christ, so I pray consistently all day, every day. So, you know, I pray to God, and like I said earlier, I know for a fact that God knows what I need, okay? So whatever it is that I need, He is going to provide that for me. I don't need to direct Him, and because I've been getting it wrong anyway. So I mean, God, you just go ahead and choose for me, because obviously I'm trying to tell you what to do, and obviously I just been getting it all wrong. So I've decided to do away with my Build a Man list. Girl, again, sis, don't judge me. Okay, we are here together. We are motivating each other. So don't judge your girl. So yeah, I no longer have this Build a Man list. I did away with it. I think it was last week. Yeah, I think it was last week, because I also did a podcast about it on the ConfidenceOnStilettos podcast. So if you want to listen to that podcast, you can go ahead and head over there to ConfidenceOnStilettos. It's on iTunes and on Spotify. So I actually talked about it on my podcast, that I was doing away with my Build a Man list, and the reasons why. Because number one, I created the list because of the BS that I had been going through. I've healed, I've grown personally, spiritually, emotionally. I now know that I don't really need that list. You know, I know what I desire, God knows what I need. And so I just need to be patient, and I need to back away and let God do what it is that He does. That's bottom line, point blank, period. But here's the thing, let me tell you how funny God is. God is so funny. He likes to play like he's a jokester. He has to be a jokester because, I mean, the things that he does just be like, it just make you say, huh, what? Huh? When that happened? Like, that's how funny God is. So basically, what I am saying is God will sit something that has always been there, very close by, in your atmosphere, has been in your atmosphere all this time. You just didn't notice it was for you. I'm gonna give you a prime example. That way you can kind of understand where I'm coming from. So you know how you lose keys, or you think you lost your car keys, and you are looking everywhere. You just tearing the house up. You is tearing it up. You blaming people. Oh, I know you had my keys, and now you don't know where the keys at. I mean, that's what I do to my kids. And then all of a sudden, the same place that you look for them originally, they just appear. They're just there. Like, voila. That's what God does. He will place something that has always been there right in your focal point. He would then put focus on it so you could focus on it, because that's what he needs you to focus on. And so I say that to say, you know, that man that you probably not really even paying attention to, that's very close by, it's probably somebody that God is going to put focus on, you know, very soon. Not saying it's always like that, but he always plays a joke somewhere. Something's going to hit, something's going to click with the next person you're with, where you're like, dang, you know, I always know. It's going to be always something, because it has always been there. You just didn't know how to tap into it. You just didn't focus on it. So if you do have a Build-A-Man list, I mean, sis, I did away with mine. I can't tell you what to do. You're a grown behind woman. I can't tell you what to do, but I am saying that if you know in your gut, in your heart of hearts, that God got your back no matter what, I don't think you would really need a list. Me personally, I don't think that you need that list anymore. So if you find it in your heart and in your willpower to let your list go, I would say go ahead and do it and take a chance. You know, go ahead, let the list go, take a chance, make sure, you know, you move slow, not too slow, but like slow enough at your pace. Let's just say that, at your pace. Be very watchful and mindful. Keep your eyes open for the red flags. Don't ignore them, because those same red flags is going to show up again later on in the relationship. Just be careful, but have fun, you know, enjoy life, enjoy, you know, going on this journey. You know, I have a video and a podcast that's coming up that I'll be recording here soon, that's about dating versus relationships, and I can't wait to get into that. I have so much planned for this channel. I have so much planned for the podcast. I have so much planned for you guys, and I just want you to know that I hear you. I understand what you're going through, especially my women who watch me, because this channel was designed and created for women that look like me, that understands me, that's in my community. I welcome all women, but the women that I know will understand what I'm talking about will be women from my community, you know. But I say all of that to say this: you keep your head up, you keep learning, growing, and glowing. And when I come back on this channel again, honey, I want to hear that somewhere you have decided to let that Build-A-Man list go. Maybe you're not there yet. Maybe you're not there yet. I completely get it. When you do get there, and when you know, you'll know when you're there. Just like I knew when I was ready to let my list go. You'll know when you're there. But I just want you to know that I am praying for you. I am loving on you every single day. I am cheering for you to achieve all of the goals that you have planned, that you've put down from your mind on paper, that you're constantly working on. And until next time, y'all be safe and keep freaking glowing. Don't let nobody steal your joy. All right, girl. Bye.